What's up? I'm Troubleshoot. Welcome back to yet another skin guide. This week, Rust's Easter skins have released and I've got 16 new, mostly new that is, items to show you in-game before you go out and purchase them. And of course, at the end of the video, we'll be speculating about price and think about where things will go in the future if you choose to buy them. So let's go ahead and begin. Having a look at the market before we get in-game, the 12 new items consist of a brand new horse costume for $10, a new Rustigé Egg for $8, chicken costume making a comeback for $10, egg suit as well for $8, a Choco Launcher for $2, Easter chick fridge adding to the door that we had in the previous few weeks for $2, Rooster mask $1.50, hatched backpack, this thing is adorable, $2, as well as a carrot cruncher M2 for $9 for $1.99, but unfortunately it's not showing this page in dollars for me, it's instead in South African rands, but we'll look over that. The Easter chicken small box for $1.50, nest hat for $3.50, Divine Bloom AR also for $2, and on the second page, more items here, the Sweet Treat hoodie and pants both for $1 each, and finally to go with the hat, a Rooster Poncho for just $1.50. Let's have a look at all of these items in-game before you consider purchasing them. Starting off with clothing, these are the Sweet Treat hoodie and pants, and as you can see, yeah, this adorable waffle flavored outfit looks really good. Of course, with the icing or ice cream or whatever it's supposed to be, whatever topping is the shiniest part of this outfit, with dark chocolate, white chocolate, and these little, I guess, Easter eggs on them. Speckled eggs, pretty cool. Definitely a cuter looking skin compared to what we've had recently, and it definitely fits the vibe of Easter. If you're looking to show off your Easter cheer, then this is definitely something that should be on your radar, but besides this niche time of the year, I'm not too sure that this thing will do very well, except for maybe some kind of a desert camo type skin outside of Easter. Then moving on from this, the Rooster mask and poncho, each for $1.50. The mask is definitely one of the cuter things, including a chicken/duck face, I guess. Of course, it's a bit weird that this is made out of a deer skull, but anyways, this hide outfit set isn't going to give you too much protection, but it definitely is one of the more unique skins that we have in the game. The shirt seems to be poking out here just a bit. Taking it off gives you a better look of the back over here. So definitely a bit plasticky looking for the texture, but overall it's not such a bad looking skin. Again, it's definitely more of a theme thing than anything. Something more than that, and definitely my favorite item of this item drop that I'll definitely be purchasing is this over here. Previously we had a chicken costume and that has made a comeback. You'll see it in just a moment. This is the brand new horse costume for $10, which seems a bit steep. This thing gives you the same armor as wooden leg armor, but of course is a heck of a lot cuter and makes squeaking noises as you run, much like the chicken variant. This, of course, comes with 3 or 4 variants that you can get just by crafting it over again. This is the first variant. Here is the second variant, a much lighter brown/yellow horse, pretty cute. And finally, my favorite, this adorable white unicorn skin. It's absolutely adorable, definitely on the same tier as the chicken skin, if not a bit higher. This thing is going to have you prancing around, not much faster than walking, as you're still walking, but you can roleplay as if you're riding a horse, or a unicorn in this case. And of course, this is the last thing you'd want to get destroyed by. So if you're someone to make plays without leg armor, this thing is definitely going to humiliate your enemies completely. So yeah, and don't worry, while walking around, this thing is even goofier. It wobbles back and forth. If you look around, the head wobbles, and this of course is visible in the third person and to other people as well. So you can definitely stand in front of someone's screen while they're AFK, shake around and get this thing to go crazy. It's a really goofy addition and definitely my favorite item this week. With that being said, the chicken costume made a comeback this week as well. There of course are multiple variants of this as well, although it was on sale before. Again, you're riding the thing, it's super goofy, especially while you're moving around. This is the first variant. The second variant, a much cooler brother, definitely a really cool looking skin. And the third variant, a much angrier, more normal looking chicken compared to the other ones, at least what I'm used to. This thing's feathers do ruffle in the wind, unlike anything on the horse costume, I think, but this thing is definitely super cute. And once more, obviously when you're running around, this thing is equally as goofy, definitely extremely cute. So yeah, moving on from goofy chicken and horse costumes, this thing's arguably even worse, taking up every armor slot, so you can't wear anything besides this except for maybe gloves. I don't even think you can wear pants. So yeah, while this thing isn't exactly the most armored skin, it definitely is one of the goofiest and definitely tops the tier list for skins you don't want people wearing while they're completely destroying you in game. This thing gives almost no protection, just 5% explosion, 8% cold, 16% rads, and 8% melee. wild animals. The horse costume, which is just the wooden armor pants, is 5% explosions, radiation, and wild animal damage, as well as the chicken over here. Again, it's the same as the wooden armor pants, so don't expect too much, but it definitely is something. These items over here, of course, also give egg vision, which is important for this time of year, as it helps you collect more items while you're running around in-game for the Easter egg hunt. So it could technically be pay to win since you have to pay to actually craft this thing, but of course you can find similar things in-game just by hitting barrels, etc. So yeah, pretty cool. The egg costume as well, unique to the other outfits, is something that you can actually paint. So here's where it gets even goofier. If you draw something grotesque on here, say Squidward, he'd be visible to everyone that you happen to take down. So yeah, even more embarrassing, there could be some real goofy things drawn on this, so expect to see some crazy things this wipe. Now, fortunately, we're not actually out of wearables this week. There's 2 more items that we need to look at before we continue. These 2 are making a return. They are the bunny hat. This thing for $1.50 isn't going to give you the most protection other than helping you find extra eggs during the Easter egg time. It's complete with grass and other things like that on the top, a super goofy looking rabbit face at the very front, definitely a super cute skin, but of course not for everyone, and this nest hat that completely occludes your face, making you absolutely invisible. I guess you're supposed to be seeing out of these really goofy eyes over here. This egg almost falling out of it, and the colored one behind it, absolutely adorable and definitely one of the cutest skins this week. Obviously, a very small amount of time where you'd actually want to wear this thing, as it's most definitely Easter themed, unlike the chicken and horse costume. It still is definitely one of the most cute things this week. The Easter bunny hat gives you a solid 7% cold protection, 2% radiation, and 3% wild animal, and the nest hat gives you 13% explosions, I guess it's covering your whole face, 6% cold, 4% radiation, and 10% wild animal protection, so it's a little bit better than the bunny hat, but infinitely more cute. Moving on from this, we've covered pretty much all of the wearables this week. That's a couple of items that we can hold to protect ourselves from these goofy goobers, and those are the Divine Bloom AK for a solid $2. This thing is relatively cute, although definitely reminds me of some kind of antique plate. So yeah, it's got that vibe about it. It's got an Easter egg decal on the front of it. The wrap is definitely cute pink material of some sort. The back is just covered with the same opulent kind of texture, gold outlines, and things like that. From the third person, here's a bit of a better view of it. The front is just as detailed as the rest of it. You can see it is a full-size AK as well. The stock is completely visible. So again, more of an opulent kind of skin, but definitely still has an Easter vibe to it. Having a look down the scope, this is what it looks like. Nothing pay to win. It's just a standard AK iron sight, which is okay, I guess, just gold here. So yeah, while this is a pretty cool looking skin, there is one that's even more powerful this week, which is the Carrot Cruncher for just $2. This thing is definitely super adorable, much more chocolatey. A really adorable bunny on the side of it, milk chocolate written across the top. We'll get a better look in third person. It says Happy Easter on the front, super pink, super adorable. We can't really see the bunny here, but from below we can. Absolutely adorable, definitely not really visible as your arm covers it in third person and first person. It's only visible for just a flash when you're reloading. 36% over there for, I guess, the sugar content or chocolate, something like that. On the back side of this beast, Happy Easter once more, although no cute chick on this side. This adorable blaster will definitely make sure that people are clear from your surroundings while you're on the roof, and of course are melted with these intense carrot bullets if they're anywhere in front of you. Definitely a super unique skin that's absolutely adorable. Again, very Easter themed, so I don't really see this being used outside of Easter. And here's the top of it where it says milk chocolate up there. Again, difficult to see from first person. This is what the scope looks like. Align the brown backside to the pink front side, and you'll be hitting your target anytime. Moving on to something with a bit more kick, the rocket launcher this week, the Choco Launcher for just $2, is more of a Ferrero Rocher kind of fancy looking chocolate that you'd buy once in a while kind of thing. Although very plain, it has got this chocolate flame decal painted on the front. It's mostly just a chocolate texture across the entire thing. This rapid texture on the back where it's peeled over by the backside of this thing. Definitely usable for more than just Easter, I'd guess, but of course a very chocolatey themed. The diabetes gang is definitely coming to knock down your base. Definitely a very unique skin, and of course, as this isn't the Dragon Launcher, it's just a normal rocket launcher skin, your shots should at least be heading mostly straight. Before we get on to all of the placeable items this week, I did skip this item in the wearable section for just $2. The hatched backpack has its feet popping out of the shell and its adorable face holding a flower right here while it's still attached to your back. Maybe you haven't noticed it yet, but this thing is alive and trying to get free. Super cute, very hairy, and while it's still Easter themed, this flowery backpack of course can be used outside of Easter, just being a super adorable thing. There's flowers all over the bottom, sides, and top with this adorable monster peeking out of it. The front straps are just more of this white color. Finally, moving on to placeable items, this small box, the Easter chicken small box for $1.50, is again a highly time-sensitive item. Happy Easter written on the top, an adorable chicken poking out of the front of it. Again, more flowers, very similar to the backpack that we just showed. On the side, back, you can see the tail feathers, wings, and on the front, this very goofy, adorable face. Extremely simple, again, with more detail being put in on the Happy Easter top side of it. Definitely a pretty cool looking skin, but again, you're probably not going to be using it outside of this week or two. Then a much larger item with much more staying power, this fridge, the Easter Chick fridge for $2, again, has an adorable chicken / duck face on the front of it, a wing on the side, and the back a small tail. This thing is super cute and very 3D looking, super minimalistic, and definitely a nice break from all of the see-through fridges that are supposed to be things that aren't fridges, I guess. This, of course, adds back to the door that we saw in the previous few weeks, so there's a sort of collection starting, which I'm definitely all for. And the final item this week is a placeable item, another Rustigé Egg. This is the Cerulean Rustigé Egg, and again, it's just like a music box in Rust. This thing for $8 is sort of a collectible item. When you open it, it'll play a tune, and I'll show you that in just a moment, but it's always spinning, requires no power, and when you open it, this is what the thing looks like. There's a cargo ship with a small rahib swimming around it, definitely super cute, and of course, I'll let you hear the entire theme, or at least until it gets repetitive. So again, another take on the Rust theme, which we previously saw with almost all of the previous Rustigé eggs. I don't have a video on this channel showcasing the sounds that all of these things make. I think this was the original one, the most expensive one. The rest of these taking its place, and this final one being added now. Of course, there may be more coming in the future. I'm not too sure when the rest of these were added, but at least the first one or two are definitely the most expensive, but we'll speculate about price in just a moment. The original being Dome with the Rust theme playing, a heli flying around it. This one, I'm not too sure what it was supposed to be, but maybe Arctic or something along those lines, not too sure. This one, Satellite, pretty cool. This one, Lighthouse, again, another monument. This one, Underwater Labs with a submarine and a shark surrounding it, pretty cool. And this one, Oil Rig with a Chinook flying around it once more. So this is the edition that we got now, the cargo ship with again a rahib swimming around it. Really cool. Didn't even notice this thing sways backwards and forwards really slowly, along with the waves moving back and forth as well. So enough speaking about items in game, let's go ahead and check out the current price, maybe the future price, and related items to think about where the price will go in the future. That being said, again, buying skins and hoping to flip them for a profit is gambling as much as anything else is, so this isn't financial advice by any means. I'm just having a look at skins that are currently available, how much these ones are going for, similar items in the collection, etc., and drawing some parallels from there that of course you can draw as well. Do with your money as you see fit, and again, just don't take any advice from me. So, switching over to SCMM for this week, we've got all of the items listed here. Let's start off with the hoodie and pants, the Sweet Treat collection. These actually add to an existing collection of a handful of Sweet Treat items, including a previous burlap shirt and pants, so we have a pretty good idea about what price these things are going to be going for, and as you can see, these have lost a small amount of value, with the pants staying about the same price as the purchase price. Of course, with Steam tax, if the same happens here, you're not going to be making a profit with these, so yeah, the hat seems to be the most expensive item here. Then again, only growing by 20%. The Nest hat we've seen before, so there's a ton of information here, price graph, etc. The Easter collection, which we had previously, has a chicken costume for $10. Again, we saw that included this week. The Nest hat, unfortunately, has lost 53% of its price, at least currently, but if we have a look at the market, you can see the price has fluctuated quite a bit over its lifetime, although definitely losing value since 2021, with the last previous spike happening in Feb 2021. So while it's not exactly like certain holiday event skins that you can buy and sometimes reliably sell for a bit of profit before the actual event, this thing seems to have been losing value throughout most of its existence. The egg suit is a similar returner, again checking the lifetime for this. It made its first appearance in May 2022, where I think it wasn't tradable or something along those lines. That's why it's so expensive here, but beyond that, where it was actually tradable since April 2023, bringing it down 42% from the original price, or at least the price that it is this market. The bunny hat originally sold for $1.50, as it does here, but of course this is yet another item that you can purchase for cheaper from the Steam market, much like these other ones here. The bunny hat, again, super seasonal, and similarly has lost quite a bit of its price, with the only other spikes happening in April 2022 and February 2023. Since then, it hasn't really seen any activity. The chicken costume has seen a price increase, where since its release, more and more people want it until it eventually comes back to the Steam store. It released last year in March, I guess, where the prices stayed roughly about the same, gaining a bit of value until September, where it started to drop, all the way up until January, where it started to go up once again, and this sale is slightly cheaper in-game, so the price is going to drop a little bit to match what it is for in-game, at least for the short term, but in the future, it's probably going to go up in price again, hopefully at least. It's definitely one of the most humiliating skins to be knocked out by when someone's wearing this in-game, and of course the horse costume has only seen its introduction this wipe, this sale, so who knows where the price is going to go for this in the future, but I'd probably be able to draw some parallels with the chicken costume as it's practically the same thing. The Rustigé Egg is definitely, hopefully, an exception to this general rule, where it's currently available for $8, but if we have a look at other Rustigé eggs, you can see these things have gone up quite a bit in value. The Rustigé Ivory, 88% up, purple, 95% up, Rustigé Egg Blue and Red, which are the original two releases, I think, besides the purple, maybe. Blue is up 700 and Red is up 155%. These two much newer items, released 2021 and 2023, have lost 50% of their value, so it might be going that way as well, but these previous ones have definitely seen a huge increase in price, probably because the market circulation is much smaller for these. These all have under 1,500 of these existing minimum supply. These newer ones have 4,600 and 3,000, so there's more available, less demand. You know how it goes. Moving away from these returning items, and of course the Sweet Treat hoodie and pants, these ones over here are the community editions. The Divine Bloom AR for $2 in-game is a cheaper AK skin. It's not adding to an existing set, but of course there are 165 other cheaper assault rifles out of the total 293 of them available, most of which have lost quite a bit of their value, so yeah, AK skins haven't been doing too hot recently. The Carrot Cruncher M249, again a unique skin that stands on its own. 13 cheaper M2s, although 21 are available in total, again most of which have lost most of their value, bar just a few of them, like the Rainbow Pony, Bombshell, and the Beast. Those are the only M2 skins that have actually gained any value. The Rooster mask, which is a bone helmet, and Rooster Poncho, again completely unique items that stand on their own. There are only 7 total bone mask skins, so this is super unique, and only 2 cheaper versus sale price of $1.50. Unfortunately, similar items aren't loading here, but there's only 7 others in total. Let's try this page. These are the other bone masks, most of which, oh, goodbye, have seen a good increase in price, bar this one Twitch drop, I guess. So yeah, again, take from that as you will. There's probably going to be quite a bit more of these in circulation than the previous ones that have gained a ton of value, except of course there are always exceptions. This one's got 36,000 minimum supply, so yeah, who knows. The Hide Poncho is similar with 39 in total, although most of these have lost value quite a bit, so yeah. The Easter Chick fridge is of course adding to the door, and the hammer, which we saw previously, the hammer really gained a ton of price, while the buildable door just seems to have lost a lot of it. Will the fridge be worth more? Not too sure, but of course this is a powered item with an actual use, whereas before it was just something you could put food in, now you have to put food into it. So, with there only being 2 other cheaper fridges on the market with 16 in total, you've also got the Hatched backpack, for which there are 10 cheaper large backpacks with 18 in total. Again, completely unique, although it is one of the only few animal skins that we have. There's a snowman backpack, which I guess is some kind of an animal, just like the gingerbread backpack. They may have got faces on them, so we don't really have anything too similar to draw parallels to, so who really knows where this thing is going to go. Again, it's more of a cutesy fart skin, so maybe on the same lines as the Heart Collector, snowman, and gingerbread, in which case, if it's following the trend of most of these backpacks, it's not going to gain too much value. Finally, the Choco Launcher for $2. There are 25 total rocket launcher skins. This one might see a gain in price, who knows, based on most of the previous ones gaining a bit of price at least. The outlook is pretty good, but again, seasonal launchers like the Candy Launcher haven't seemed to gain too much price. Snowman Launcher, again, Ancient Curse, I guess this was what, Halloween? Yeah, not too good of an outlook for seasonal items, so I'm not too sure what to draw from that except for maybe not. And yeah, that's pretty much all the items this week. Hopefully you found this video useful, if not interesting. Again, thank you for watching. My name's been Troubleshoot, and I'll see you all next week. Ciao.